Good evening, YouTube. It's time for another Kingdom Melody analysis. Today's song is number 14 in the pink songbook and number 36 in the brown one. There were very few changes between 1966 and 1984 to this song, and honestly, I wonder why they bothered, because the changes are not really improvements. This song has a melody that is damn difficult to sing, and it is almost certainly cribbed from musical theater. Again, I actually went out searching this time for which show it came from, but I just couldn't find it. I know that I've heard this melody, or at least parts of it, in a musical before. There is no intro on this song. Their happiness is truly great. Alright, this doesn't make any sense to me. Since when did random personality traits become a benchmark for how happy you are? And how would they even know this? What is it about the happiness of a mild-tempered person that makes it truly greater than the happiness of, say, a free person? Though they may suffer, they're not chafing, but patiently on God they wait. Actually, guys, I think suffering is the exact opposite of great happiness. And I have to wonder about the chafing. See, in 2010, I actually ran a marathon. That is 26.2 miles for those sane viewers among you. So consequently, I know just a little bit about chafing, and I can tell you that number one, it is not something that anyone should be singing about, and number two, nobody who is actually suffering with chafing is going to wait patiently on God to fix it. I'm just saying. The wicked do not make them fret, who proudly set themselves on high. These lines seem like they should rhyme, but they don't. And the grammar is once again really questionable. Also, who really cares if the wicked are proud or highly placed? Like, I wouldn't think that that would make anybody fret, particularly not a mild-tempered, overly happy person who's preoccupied with waiting on God to deal with their chafing. I mean, why are we talking about the wicked anyway? This song is supposed to be about the mild-tempered. But just in case you're wondering, the wicked referred to here actually means everyone who isn't a Jehovah's Witness. So, just to be clear, they're talking about me and you here. They know such won't get life eternal, but will like green grass fade and die. Holy shit, y'all. Did they just tell us our ass is grass? And did you catch what else they did here just now? If you listen to the melody, notice how it goes back into a major key and resolves. The melody resolves with lyrics about how the wicked, aka you and I, are going to be murdered at Armageddon. I mean, you can actually hear the smile in the melody, and it just doesn't go along with those lyrics unless you're a freaking psychopath. There was a time when I was youthful, but now old King David said, yet never have I seen the righteous forsaken all his sweet-back bread. Okay, first of all, I don't see what King David's age has to do with anything here. There was a time when I was useful. Oh boy, there's a Freudian slip. There was a time when I was youthful. Well, I hate to break it to you, Davy, but that's eventually true for pretty much the entire human race. But by all means, let's base our life decisions on the cryptic musings of an old guy who died thousands of years ago and couldn't construct a sensible sentence to save his life. Basically, I'm an old man, and because I've never seen a righteous person have problems that result in them or their children begging for food, that means it's never actually happened. So, if you're obedient to the Watchtower Society, which is their definition of righteousness, then you'll never be poor. Or, read another way, maybe David just assumes that all poor people are unrighteous, because if God loved them, then they'd be eating prime rib. Either way, guy sounds like a jerk. In 1966, this line started with the word so. In 1984, they changed so to hence. Why? And why do they have to be told to walk uprightly? Are they like shuffling around like Quasimodo unless they're told to stand up straight? Or are they going around on all fours before they became Jehovah's Witnesses? I mean, what is the deal? And deal with men in faithfulness. If you take pleasure in Jehovah, your service he will greatly praise. This is a recurrent theme in the Kingdom Songs. God will bless you if you devote yourself joyfully in service to the Watchtower Society. But in all my years of knowing Jehovah's Witnesses personally, I have never actually observed this to be true. In fact, honestly, I've observed the opposite, and that is that people who devote themselves to Watchtower service are often poor, lonely, anxious, not to mention exhausted from all that extra work and from pretending to be happy all the time. I mean, that takes a lot out of you. Think about it. Witness service involves being rejected over and over and over again. No thanks, I'm not interested. Get off my lawn. I mean, that's miserable. How can you take joy in that if you're a normal person? But the poor pioneer in this scenario keeps trying harder, keeps devoting more, trying to earn that coveted blessing that actually never comes. And then when things go wrong, and when he grows old, childless, and in poverty, he thinks, I guess I didn't take enough pleasure in my service. I guess I wasn't devoted enough. This is pitiful. From earth the wicked soon will vanish. There'll be no place for them to stand. Here they go again with the happy music announcing the imminent genocide. Freak shows. But what I don't understand is why the wicked would vanish just because there's not standing room. And why would there be no place to stand if there were suddenly so much fewer people? So many fewer? So much less people? I don't know. Grammar. You know what I'm trying to say. While these weak ones will be enjoying and evermore possess the land. This does not sound mild to me. This sounds passive-aggressive and grammatically awkward and unlyrical. Until the time may remain that God's word is inspired and prove ourselves both meek and lowly in all we think and say and do. Yuck. I would also like to point out that this advice is in direct conflict with most of the other Kingdom songs, which urge boldness, determination, etc., etc. I mean, think about all those warlike marches that encourage in-your-face, non-stop preaching. So which is it, witnesses? How can the same person be expected to be both meek and mild and lowly, and warlike and bold? Or is the actual point that Jehovah's Witnesses are expected to feel however they're told to feel in a given situation? They're emotional automatons. Well, that would certainly align with my experience. I mean, think about it. If your kid steps out of line and gets disfellowshipped, you're told to shun them and then act happy about it. you can be abused and mistreated horribly and disfellowshipped unfairly, but if there weren't two witnesses to whatever happened, or if the elders just don't feel like doing anything about it, then you're expected to shut up, forget all about it, beg and plead to be reinstated, sometimes endure continuing mistreatment, and act happy about it. They're just creating robots. Jehovah bots.
Bleep, bleep, blop, bloop. I am a Jehovah bot. Can I share with you a scripture? Best life ever. Bleep, bloop.